Hello everyone, my name is Miguel. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. The topic for today's episode is how to work with input and output tags and how to use a tag table.
First, we need to open TIA Portal. As in this video, we will learn how to deal with the inputs and outputs of the PLC. We will use the project that was developed in the previous episode. Remember that we have already selected the PLC that corresponds to our real configuration, and now we are going to set some features and characteristics of the PLC, which in this case are the inputs and outputs, especially addressing. It's very important, the topic about addressing in the PLC. So the difference between the previous episodes is that now we have a project. It now appears in the projects recently used, so we can double click on it or click directly open as we have it selected. So I will click open. Remember something else. I am working with a PLC 1212 AC/DC relay, but you can do the same procedure on any PLC that you have, as long as you can use it with TIA Portal. Also, you can use these tutorials with a simulation. I will make a special video about how to make all these steps with a simulation. So I go now to the project view. Sorry, it doesn't change automatically. My bad. Now, as we change to the project view, we will be able to check here in the device configuration here we can check the address of our input and output module, but it's not only here that it can be seen, because here you cannot modify them. Oh no, yeah, you can modify them as well, but the most frequently way to modify them and to check them is right here. You right click on the PLC, go to properties, and here in properties you have, for example, digital input and digital output. You can here click on IO addresses, and here you have the starting address, which it is 0 in our case, and the end address is 7. This is because we have in total 8 digital inputs. Remember that the inputs are organized by bytes. 1 byte has 8 bits, and it goes from 0 to 7. So the byte 0 has the bit 0, 1, up to 7. And if we check the output addresses, it has the same byte 0. So we can change this. For example, let me change this to 1, or I will make this change later. Let's just put this on 0. I will now go to the PLC tags and create a tag table for me. So I'll go and add a new tag table. As the project that we will be using, it's gonna be a conveyor, I will call this tag table conveyor. I right click on it and then click on rename, change the name to conveyor, Now I will double click it and start inserting the names. For example, I can come here and write the name digital input 1 and I have pressed enter. As I press enter, automatically this will fill the data type with bool, the address with the input byte bit 0, and I can continue this up to the whole byte. Sorry, I will change this one to 7. And here I can change this one to 8. Okay, so I have my 8 digital inputs. I can do the same with the digital outputs. Sorry, let me put the uppercase. And I will write 8 the same way. Perfect. I added one more. I will delete it. And now I will show you that we can monitor this. First of all, we need to upload the configuration on the PLC. So we are going to hit download to device. Always when TIA Portal speaks about the device, it's the PLC. So I will download to the device the configuration that we have right now. This takes some time, but it's okay. I will start the search. Now I will click load, and the configuration that it's offline, which means my computer, will be downloaded to the device, which means the PLC. What appears here? This means that the programs that are in my PLC, some of them does not appear on my offline configuration. I will explain this more in detail later, but just as a fast explanation, when this is orange, this means that this exists on the online, I mean on the PLC, and when it's blue, it means that this is the offline or my computer, and if it's white and blue and blank inside, this means that it does not exist. I will continue without synchronization. I change the no action for stop all, load, and now I change to finish. This will start again the PLC. Right now the PLC is in stop mode. So perfect, now my PLC is running. But as I told you, I can monitor this. I can click here on these glasses, which means monitor all. I have clicked them. This will establish an online connection with the PLC. And I can change now the variables, the physical inputs, check, and for example the digital input 1 comes to true. I can make the same with all the other ones. And this is the part in which addressing is important. By the way, I have this always on green because I have that button like damaged. It's stuck over there. It cannot go to false. Any case, if I go to offline and change the address of the device configuration, I change the address here. As I told you, right click, properties, and I put here, for example, I don't know, 10 as the input. I will not change the outputs because I cannot simulate the outputs right now. I'm just able to play with my inputs. I change it to 10, and now I will upload again the configuration. Okay, look at this. TIA Portal is like idiot proof. You have that the module addresses have been changed. What do you want to do with the assigned tags? Do not change the tags. This means that the address of the tags will remain the same, and rewire with the new module address. If you put rewire with the new module address, like, there will be no problem. But imagine that you do not change the tags. Okay. Now I will physically manipulate the inputs, and you will see that in our program nothing will happen. Why? Because I have addressed the physical inputs to the byte 10, while in my offline project I have all the tags of conveyor on the byte 0. I will start recording now. You see, even the one that was stuck, it's not working. As I told you, the one that was stuck was not working, but here in your PLC that you can see that it is working because there's the green LED turned on. If I change the other ones, for example, I will change the first one. You see here, it is turned on, while in the PC it's again turned off. I will do it with another one, and it has the same behavior. Now I will address this on the byte 10, that is the one in which I have changed all this. If I go to PLC, it's on byte 10. I will change my conveyor. By the way, I went offline. I go to my conveyor and change this to the address 10.0, and we'll do the same for all this. I will override the tags. So I go from byte 10.0 to 10.7. I will upload this. Click on load. And again, I will show you that this time it's working. I will click now on monitor all, and you can see the one that is stuck, it's back again, and the other ones will be working the same. You see, the second one was true, the first one's true, anything that's true, true. So this is basically how the addressing works on a PLC.
I hope you enjoyed the video, but mostly that it has been useful for you. Please don't forget to share, subscribe and like the video. If you have any doubts, please write it in the comment section down below. For today it has been all. Bye bye!